It's just a podcast. That's all that it is. It's just a podcast. Oh, all right. As always, welcome to Therapy for My Soul. I'm Lamonte Williams.
I'm Josiah Williams.
Y'all see, I got the young one with me tonight. Of course, Quincy, work schedule, everything like that, it always messes up. But like I say, welcome to Therapy for My Soul. Man, I couldn't even tell you what episode it is at this point. But season two, season one, we gave y'all the little feelings and all that. But season two, like we came back with a little bit more stuff. But I wanted to be able to give y'all value. I wanted to be able to give y'all education and things of that sort. So like tonight, we are going to be talking about what are we talking about? Credit literacy and financial health with Miss Shyla. If you don't know Miss Shyla owns My Credit Healer. My Credit Healer is how can we explain My Credit Healer? My Credit Healer basically helps with credit repair, but more focused on a low income family, the single mom, things of that sort. So our avatar is the same, and that's how we actually met. I met Miss Shyla through me just being in the community and doing community outreach and things of that nature. Okay, so we'll have Miss Shyla on here soon, and she'll talk to you about credit and things of that sort. But like I say, the young one, what's going on with you? Remember, you got to speak up tonight. Mm-hmm. What's new, son?
This house.
This house. Do you like the studio?
I do.
So when you gonna record next?
I don't know. That's up to Coach King.
You gotta remember. I told you tonight. You gotta speak up because they gotta be able to hear you.
That's up to Coach King.
Oh, okay. So we'll talk to Miss Producer Coach Cam soon. But y'all know, like we always want to talk about news topics and getting into the church announcements and then going into our topic. So tonight, as far as news goes, I would like to inform a lot of people because a lot, like I am all about the community. I'm all about community engagement, things of that nature. So the waiting list for housing is open in a lot of different areas right now. If you go on my personal page, I always share them. Another good person for reference, her page is MP Price. More than welcome to go check out her page, as she do post a lot of it. But a lot of the community activists and a lot of the people that deals with community engagement, we are sharing those posts, letting you know of the waiting list that's opening. So if you are in need of housing assistance, and a lot of times we already know that we can't afford housing, but check out those housing waiting lists. I can say that on my page. Check out MP Price. I know Miss Grizzly put her stuff on there, and it's a few other ones. Okay, we all do know that COVID is on the rise again, especially in our state. A lot of times we just COVID, it was here, it was fun, but yeah, now we know COVID is here and it's back. Okay, so let's go ahead and pay attention to that. Make sure you wear a mask if needed. I don't think we're back to the gloves yet, but make sure at least we're wearing our masks and staying safe. I know that they are going to come back with social distancing, so that does bring us into the next thing in news. I know at least for the school district that my kids do go to, I know that they are making it possible for virtual schooling for, I believe, grades 5 through 8 or something like that, or 5 through 9. But they are bringing back virtual school. So, like I say, COVID numbers rising, virtual school possible, those things. Also, have y'all heard about the government speaking of a recession? They are talking about a recession and that we are back, and that is what's going to play into tonight with us talking about credit and financial literacy. Those things there all wraps around. I could see it as another recession from the Bush era of presidency. So, like I say, it's a strong possibility that that we are heading into a recession. If you look at the price of things, you look at the inflation rate, the war going on, and things of that nature. When stuff goes up, it has to come down. Y'all see, I got the young one, so I'm trying to really watch my customer tonight. But like I say, recession is here, and in my opinion, I feel like that the recession is coming. We only can go up so high until we hit the rock bottom again. So it's coming. Also, last week, y'all know we talked about Roe versus Wade. We had the panel of women, Miss Shaquela, Zakia, Blessing, and we really didn't dive too deep into Roe versus Wade. It just got more on feelings and personal feelings and how they felt about it. But also, President Biden did sign an executive order 2 weeks after the decision of Roe versus Wade. that executive order does protect some abortions in some places. Read up more on that. And then it was also just announced, I think about 30, 45 minutes ago, that Elon Musk pulled out of buying Twitter. I feel like that was just a hoax for the Twitter stock to shoot through the roof, thinking that, oh, he's going to come in, he's going to make this change, but now he's out of the deal. What y'all young people say when y'all feel like somebody lying?
Oh, that's cap.
That's cap. Yeah, that's cap. So, that's cap. All right, I got you. So, I mean, that's all my news for tonight. But as far as announcements go, like we did announce last week, the back-to-school drive for Dallas, I know it's going on. Houston, we kind of switched it up. We want to focus more on the parents, so that's there. We'll put the information out. I think Dallas got something up on their Instagram, so check it out. DLW Foundation _Dallas, or the main page is DLW _Foundation. Both of those on Instagram. Make sure you look at the Facebook to keep up to date also if you don't have Instagram, all right? The Ravens. Remember, the Ravens are accepting kids. We do provide equipment, okay? It's first come, first serve, so I know we've already given out a lot of equipment, but it's first come, first serve, and our fees are pretty low. Hit us up. Check out the Facebook. Y'all know my number's posted everywhere, so you're more than welcome to go ahead and grab that. Next, like we always say, Wolverines basketball. Wolverines basketball will be here in August. Y'all see, I actually got on the Wolverines shirt tonight. Mentorship will be here August 1st. The junior got on the shirt tonight. You gonna stand up, junior, and show him the shirt. He actually got on the shirt. Y'all gotta excuse. Junior be raggedy. He be raggedy sometimes. But yeah, this is like our little mentor shirt. It say we are developing leaders, and then on the arm it always, of course, the stay dangerous sign. So, you want to buy that shirt, you want to purchase that shirt, just let us know. Hit us in the inbox. We do have those shirts available. The ones that donated to our $2 Tuesday for the foundation, I always want to say thank you. Y'all don't understand that those small donations, it always helps out, okay? Remember, if we all do a little, then we ain't got to do a lot. The $2 starts to add up. But also with the $2, remember, it's going to be 2, 4, 6, and 8 based off of the week. Support as much as you can. At the end of the month, we'll always shout out our top donators and things like that. And remember, we always give out that sponsorship plaque too. But I think this year that sponsorship plaque gonna come with more than just the normal crap. Okay. This was something big for me, and I felt like that that is definitely good, especially with us expanding the podcast. I mean, not the podcast. Damn it. With us expanding the foundation and starting mentorship in Dallas. If you didn't see on the news, Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq, the Diesel, what else you want to call him? Because he played with him on 2K all the time. But either way, Shaq did purchase a home in the North Texas area, which is the Dallas area, and he's already been out seeing, showing, and buying things in the community for people and already giving back. So look, DLW, y'all run into him, y'all better make sure that y'all got something to give to him. All right, and that's pretty much that part. Now, y'all know every week I try to give y'all something different. Ever since season 2 came, I try to give you something different, try to give you value, try to give you this. But y'all got to realize, I am the balance between righteousness and ratchetness, okay? I am. I'm not going to give you specifically something that you need every week. So I'm all for creative criticism, but you're going to get this wretchedness, okay? You're going to get that coming in from some of the people that I bring onto the podcast, because I'm not always politically correct, all right? Yeah, I say the first thing to come to my mind, and I like guests that's going to say the first thing to come to their mind, okay? And that's why I'm actually bringing Shyla, because, I despise women with bonnets on, okay? But them bonnet chronicles is the truth. So y'all about to get that nice balance of righteousness and ratchetness from Miss Shyla also tonight. I don't think she got on a bonnet, but I do want to do one of those morning episodes, and she's gonna have to wear that bonnet one time. Another thing that I do want to start, especially in our community, a little bit more, is the mental check-ins. Okay, we have to check in on our people, because we never know, and we always just put that weight of ourselves or the weight of our struggles on our other people without that check-in first. I start checking in with, I think I do it with my mama, my sisters. I don't really do it with my brother, because he's just weird. But we do those mental check-ins, and just, before we just put everything on him, how you doing? You take those 2 seconds before you go and just blah, 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 and be like, how you doing? Y'all hear on the podcast from me and Quincy here, or, me, Jonathan, Quincy, however the layout is, we always do it, the check-ins. So check in with your people before you just put it on them, all right? Also, setting boundaries. That goes along with the mental check-ins. But set boundaries with your people and make sure that you know that they know, don't cross this line with me. I only can take on so much of your, I'm not going to call it negative energy, but so much of your pain, so much of your happiness or whatever it is, because you don't know what I'm feeling in myself. So that's why I say set those boundaries with your people, but not only setting those boundaries, but make sure you're doing the mental check-ins with them. All right. A lot of times y'all know me, and I've always told y'all I struggle with my mental health. And at times I can't take on those people problems. And it's just like check in first before you put those problems on me. But as always, y'all know I don't like to blabber too much. I do want to go ahead and bring in Miss Shyla because look, y'all know me, y'all know I'm old. After 9 o'clock, it's late as hell to me. And I know it's way after 9 tonight, and I got Miss Shyla up. So I do want to introduce Miss Shyla. So Miss Shyla, welcome to the program.
Hello, how are you tonight?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm almost on my Z. I took my nap earlier, so I'm good.
I wait, hold on. I think I took like a 20-minute nap, so it don't really count, but I'm here.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
So I mean, you want to give the people a little bit of background about you?
Yes, so I am Shyla Healy. I am president and CEO of My Credit Healer, also co-founder of Healy Enterprises US. We also have a ministry called Buy For Ministry. So pretty much I am a woman and jack of all trades. So I come from the banking industry and also used to work for a major credit card company. So I have over 20 plus years experience between banking and credit. Also in the collections game. So I got all of the tea up on legalities and all kinds of stuff. But moved to Houston from Kansas City, Missouri in 2018. Started my baby, which is My Credit Healer, and just been helping people with their credit ever since.
Right, and that's actually how we met. You know, community engagement, and you working in the apartments, and just seeing your heart, and then bringing in your husband. It just all works out. For for the people that don't know, her husband is Greg Healy. That is our board member of the foundation, and he runs the mentorship side also. So it's deep roots here. It's family.
Look, we all family.
Oh wait, you gonna tell them your maiden name?
Williams, you better bring it.
All right, we are all family. We are. So
Yeah.
I mean, Michelle, like I said, like I want to be able to give them that balance of righteousness and ratchetness. So then, at least I want to be able to teach them, give them something that they can feel like that they can go forward with.
Absolutely.
So just jumping straight into it, like I say, credit repair, financial literacy. But my first question to you is, what is credit?
So credit, when you actually break it down in the most simplest terms, because I can give you the professional terms, but that's not going to help anybody tonight. Pretty
Right.
much credit is pretty much the ability to borrow money to actually purchase some type of goods or services that you don't have right now, right? But you have to pay it back later.
Right.
So that's what credit is. So like that house, the car, you're purchasing it right now, but you don't have $300,000. You're borrowing the credit to be able to pay it back later with interest.
Well, yeah, and see that's the thing. That's I think that's one of the biggest things in our community is the interest rate. I can actually remember when I purchased my first car from the dealership. I had a 19.5% interest rate on my vehicle.
Ooh.
Now, right. See, but in our community, our thing is we just want to go to Auto Nation. We want to get the Dodge. We want to get the Hellcat, and you're gonna have that 19% interest rate, and you're gonna have a $700 plus car note.
Yeah, you just want it right now. It's what you think that you really, really gotta have. And like I tell most people, I'm like, I'd rather you have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Otherwise, you'll suffer that 19% interest rate or that $700 car payment.
Man, I was so far upside down on that vehicle that it was ridiculous. Like we ended up having to go get a vehicle that was almost 2 times the amount of that vehicle because we was just so far upside down. Looking at it from that at age 21 to age 28 now. I have I think a 3.5% interest rate on my vehicle, and it's still high, but I would prefer that 3.5 than that 19.5.
Absolutely. With them better credit scores, you get to negotiate and really can play your hand better when you have a better credit score or
But you see, people always say a better credit score, but what's actually a good credit score though? I think that's a lot of times that we lack that information in our community because I feel like that once I had got to a 650, I was like, oh, I'm balling. They gave me this. I could sign up for this credit card, this credit card. Credit Karma told me this.
Don't cuss at me.
I heard Credit Karma. I heard about Credit Karma and your bunny chronics before. Before. So I mean, I understand, but I mean, you have to think about it. A lot of times in our community, the first thing that we're going to run to because it's free is Credit Karma.
And you know what? Can I put a pin there real quick and just be completely honest? Credit Karma, it might market it to you like it's free, but it's really not. It's not a credit monitoring service. It's a credit marketing site. So you're putting in your information and they're pretty much giving your information to other people and saying, hey, this looks good for you, but they're not going to tell you whether you're really going to get denied or approved and things of that sort. You're just giving them information for them to market to other people. That's the only thing. And then also another point, I know you asked me what a good credit score is. So let me put it this way. So do you know you really don't have a credit score?
Nah, explain it to me.
Right. So yes, a credit score is this 3-digit number that you see, whether it's on the FICO scoring scale or Vantage like you see on Credit Karma. However, it's just calculated data. So as soon as somebody, including yourself, when you're logging into these apps, is pulling whatever data it can capture at that moment, and it gives you a calculated score. It's not pulled until somebody pulls that data.
So that score is not generated until we pull it, and it's based off of what's actually there right now.
Right. What's changed? Because at any time, anything can change. Something
So
can
I'm
go
screwed
wrong.
when it comes to my credit.
Say that one more time.
I said so basically we get screwed every time with our credit because it's a gambling game.
Well, no, because you pulling your own score doesn't hurt you. It's when you go out and you go to apply for credit, like that car, that house, getting a credit card and stuff, that it could actually potentially hurt your credit. That's when you can start seeing the inquiries and things of that sort, right? So, but it's always going to be different because you probably made a payment, you probably made a double payment, something may have fell off because it was 10 years old, you might have something new, you might have maxed out your credit cards and you paid it all the way down to 10%. It all depends. So it's always going to change and fluctuate. And on top of that, depending on which bureau that you're looking at, it's never going to be the same because not all creditors report to all bureaus.
So when we want these lenders to be reporting to these bureaus, which bureau should they report to?
It depends on the lender.
Which one matters the most, I should say.
I can't tell you that. And the reason why is because these lenders are actually paying to put your information onto those bureaus. So depending on what deal they have with the different bureaus is what you're going to see.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's always important that if you are going to a lender, whether you're shopping for a credit card or something like that, look at those terms and conditions, see if they pull a certain credit report. Even if you go into these auto financing people, you can ask the salesperson, but I can almost guarantee they're not going to know exactly what it is. And if that finance manager don't even know, I'd be like, no, I need somebody that's going to know what bureau you're going to pull from, or if you're going to hit me up with a whole bunch of different lenders and they're going to pull their own stuff.
Yeah, I hate when you go to the dealership and then you're sitting there and then you get that notification or that email, 6-7 different lenders done pulled your credit, and now I got these 6-7 inquiries on my credit, and they like, oh, that's bad. I'm like, hell, I didn't tell y'all to pull my credit that many times.
Actually, you did.
But you gonna have to break that down to me a little bit more, because I feel like that if I give you, like, I went into a dealership myself and I told them run it through this one specific bank because I have a pre-approval, or I know that it's my financial institution already. Pull it from this one bank.
If you have a pre-approval, ain't no reason for them to pull it at all. They should be pulling it at all.
I think pre-approvals are scams, especially when it comes to vehicles.
No, if you actually go through your bank and you get that pre-approval, it's up to the dealership to actually accept that pre-approval, right? But most of them are going to, because they still want that money. They don't have to pull your credit score because you're coming in saying, no, I have guaranteed funds for this. Here is a check. My bank is going to issue you the check. You don't have to sign. You don't have to run my credit for this. Now, to get back to the other portion, say if you actually do go to the dealership because you didn't get a pre-approval, there's a piece of paper or an electronic something that they probably put in your information after they grab your ID and stuff like that. There's a portion of it that's called, they have to give you a consumer, Lord Jesus, it's too late at night. They have to give you they have to give you a consumer report, and it's probably this little bitty box that you check, but it says that upon the Fair Credit Reporting Act, we have to advise you of XYZ and to run your credit report. If you check that box, that's as good as signed.
Oh
That's
man,
something that you probably didn't even know, or a lot of people's like, I didn't sign for this. Actually, you did.
got you. Okay, man, I've been screwing myself up all these times. That man, okay,
A lot of people do, but that's what I'm here to educate the people for.
and and that's why I brought you here tonight. We got to give them something in order for them to. We got to give them that little so they can go do a lot.
Yes, yes. But
Okay,
it's definitely okay to ask them out of the what bureau are you guys pulling from? Is it a TransUnion too? What about an auto lender 5? Like you got to figure out which bureau they're going to pull from, because they need to even know if it's a Vantage or a FICO scale that they're pulling from, because there's about 28 different versions on one and 40 on another.
man, and you see right now, like you speaking Spanish to me, but I'm able to take this information and I can translate this information into my own language because now I know what to look for when I'm going to a dealership. And I mean, they're going to look at me the same way I'm looking at you, but
Right.
you're not going to be intimidated no more. So I got you.
Absolutely.
Now, I do want to ask about the pre-approvals, okay? Because of course we always know that Capital One is one of the big companies that always send out pre-approvals. What is your opinion on pre-approvals?
So pre-approval, and let me break this down into two separate things, right? Because there's pre-approvals that you can get in the mail. That
Right.
ain't what you're looking for. That
Okay.
is not what you're looking for. That is pretty much, so a bureau has access. So it's either TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, or Novus, which is another big bureau that a lot of people don't know about. But they actually do a soft run of your credit, because they probably either had a previous relationship or they want to extend you credit, and they just send you a pre-approval and say, hey, you could be a pre-approved up to $50,000. Stop it. And just to give you guys a little heads up, you can actually opt out of those type of credit and firm offers at optoutprescreen.com. A little gem right there for you guys. But there's another set of pre-approval where you actually go to your particular bank and you're like, hey, you go to them with paper saying, I want to have this car. According to my bank, so like Wells Fargo, they use a TransUnion FICO score or something like that, right?
Okay.
So you know for sure that, okay, at least I know they're going to be looking at TransUnion and FICO and Wells Fargo, because that is your bank. They are giving you what they already feel your score is going to be, because that's who they have a relationship with, right? Hey, here's a car that I see that I can get for $30,000, $40,000. Here's what it looks like. Can you actually extend, or can I get an auto loan, a personal loan, or whatever, and get a pre-approval for this?
Huh.
They'll be able to tell you then, or run your information, because then they'll pull a hard inquiry to see if they can extend that credit to you, because it's your own bank. You already have that relationship with them, and
Right.
they'll be able to say, yes, here's your pre-approval letter saying that we're going to lend you up to this amount.
Okay. And
So
that makes sense now because I mean, yeah, I have gotten the ones in the mail before. Like I said, Capital One is one of the biggest ones that I always send it out, and I do have a credit card with them, so that I could understand why they always send out that letter to me. And I have went to the dealership before, and it was just a complete flop.
Right.
So I mean, I can understand that. So what can you do for the people versus a big company? Because a lot of the times that is a great question for me, because it's a lot of times, oh well, they got this big company, they have this so much support, they have this many people, and they always advertise that. But in my opinion, like even from my barber to my tattoo man, they're all personal to me.
Right.
They come to my house or I go to their house. And with you being a small business, what can you offer the people versus them signing on with the big company, the experience, the Credit Karmas, those type of companies?
Um, So the difference between myself and another credit repair organization, one, I have a more close knit team. So yes, you can text my assistant between business hours, and sometimes, even though I say yeah, I'm not working after 5 o'clock, I'll still answer you honestly. If I'm up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I see that you have a credit need, or I see you in this free group and these people are giving you a lot of bad credit advice. I'm gonna be, no, what you need to do is XYZ, blah blah blah. But
Right.
the other difference is you have more one-on-one support between myself and my assistant, or my other assistant that I have. But also, you're not getting ran around between all kinds of 800 numbers. You don't have just a customer service, a billing, and this and that. Eventually, I hope to get big enough to where I have those different departments, but it's still going to be a small business where you're going to know who everybody is in this business.
Right.
That's one difference. Two, I pride myself and my team. Actually, we like to really get down to the nitty gritty with a lot of people. A lot of times, these big companies, because they have so many people, they're just putting your stuff into a system or a credit report or whatever. They're just doing an over glance of your entire credit report. Me, I like to think of it as the consumer in hand. I want to be in your footsteps because I've been the single mom. I've been the one working 2 or 3 jobs just to struggle to make ends meet. I've even been on the bad credit end, even though I knew about credit. I want to make it personal for that client. You said you wanted to get a house. Okay, well, let's really get into it. I'm a person that I'm going to help you go from your chaos that you have in your head and help you work through it. It's not just credit for me. I really care about these customers. You're not just a number or a different file. Yes, do I have files? I have to, because I have to keep documentation. But you, when I tell my clients, I say, hey, when we in this relationship, we go together. Like if I call you, or if I'm telling you, hey, it's time to set up an appointment, you best believe that either myself or my assistant Georgina, she'll be like, hey, what's going on? Are you gonna still be able to make it? I'm following up more than anybody else. You're not gonna get that out of a big company, really. Somebody that's actually going to truly care about your situation.
I mean, and I guess to sum that up, in my opinion, you do it from the heart versus doing it from the pocket.
Absolutely. It's not all about money. Is money good? Of course it is.
Right.
But it's not all about money. All money is not good money. Because quiet as it's kept, I'll fire a client in a quick second too. Honestly.
Wait, how you firing clients? You can fire a client?
Yes, you can fire clients. In your business, you have to choose your own peace, your own sanity, how hard they're going to be. Because if I'm here to really help you, pretty much takes things from you to try to help make your life easier, and I only ask you, hey, could you follow up on this for me? And you don't do it after the first few times, I'm like, look, maybe this is not the service for you. Contact me again when you're ready.
So they got fired.
Fired.
I mean, you can't do nothing but respect it, because I can't come to you saying I want a service and I'm not using that service. So I get it. I understand. I'm probably gonna have to fire some volunteers now. Okay. I got you.
I'm even guilty because sometimes we get busy. We're there's a lot of stuff that's going on, and it's like, I really don't have no time. Well, my job as a credit repair expert is to take at least this portion of the stress off of you. Right. All I need you to do is open your mail and send me stuff. That's it.
I got you, and I can understand that now. If you're not putting in that effort, why am I gonna put in that effort just because you pay me your money? I got you, and I understand it.
You can't expect me to send a letter. They send you the response because I'm doing this on behalf of the client,
Right.
So this is me proving to, or sending letters to the bureaus on behalf of the client to prove, hey, there's a financial burden that you were given, and it could cause my client stress, right? But the bureaus don't know it's me. They think it's coming from Lamonta.
Right.
So they're sending these letters to you, and depending on what they actually send, that lets me know, or that registers to me, okay, I need to go ahead and not necessarily cite this law, but now I need to get more aggressive. But I won't know that unless you give it to me.
Understandable. I got you, and I understand. And a lot of the times with people, especially in situations where a client's probably got fired, it comes along with timeline. So I know that's one of the biggest questions that you get. how long until I get my 850 credit score so I can go buy this house, this Mercedes, and I can go purchase that Gucci bag off a credit card?
Look, that Gucci bag. Do you really need that Gucci bag, or do you want it? That's a difference, one.
I mean, she want that Gucci bag so I can match her Gucci shoes that she bought from Ross. So,
okay. I know this hustler on this corner down here off of 1960. But no.
Kirkendall by the Bank of America. I know it.
Look, you already knew where I was going. No, but for real, I cannot guarantee any type of score or when it's going to change. I can tell you when I normally see results, when clients do what they're supposed to. Everybody's file is different. It's just like your DNA or your thumbprint. Everything is going to be different. So everybody's situation is different. I can see results within 20 days, 30, 45 days. And there's some of them I don't see for 4 or 5 months. Because it all depends on, one, that back and forth and how hard that the bureaus or these creditors want to actually really fight with the consumer. Right?
Right.
But then I'm like, all right, let's play hardball. And now, thank you, Lord, because it came to me in April. I partnered with this group. I will say they are not attorneys, but they connect us to attorneys across the U.S. So if I can find an actual violation, whether it be with the bureau or a creditor, original creditor, third-party debt collector, if I see a violation, I can actually have a client sign an affidavit so they can speak to the attorney and forward that on to the attorney at no additional cost to the client on my part. Now, what the attorney does, that's something on them. But each violation, you can get paid up to $1,000. So I'm like, you know what? If these bureaus and stuff, they want to play hardball, let me start getting these bureaus to pay my clients, because they ain't gonna keep doing my clients like this.
And see that $1,000, I'm just being realistic right now. That $1,000, that's part of your down payment for that Hellcat.
Yes.
I'm just saying. You got, hey, look, you fit right in tonight because I see the technical glitches over there. We have them every episode, and it's one of us, so I seen them lights flicker, so I understand.
Yeah.
Now, I know when, in the time when we tried to purchase a house before, I know that our lender told us that they will pull our credit score every 30 days. And
every 30 days?
Every 30 days.
Okay.
We was going through I couldn't even tell you where this company came from because I think our realtor referred them to us. But they was like, as this process go along, I'm going to pull your credit every 30 days just to see where you are. Why did they pull my credit every 30 days?
That is a first on me. They should not. Usually when you get a pre-approval from a lender, that pre-approval is good for like up to 120 days. There's no reason why they should have been. Me personally, now, if you give me the name of the company, I'm about research. Show me receipts where it says that you have the ability to do this. But then again, it's that piece of paper you probably signed with that company that said you had the authorization to do so too.
And
but ain't no reason for them.
19.5%, so it's possible that I signed something and didn't know.
It's the fine print. You got to read, like, no, what does this mean? You got to ask all the questions. Why every 30 days? It's pretty much going to be the same as long as you are not doing any other big purchases or something like that, running up credit cards and all kinds of stuff. There should be no reason for them to pull your credit report until you get closer to closing.
Okay. And I can respect that. I don't have me digging out papers because now I'm going to have to dig this paper out and I'm going to see if I still got it. I'm going to scan it to you. Because, that was something that was actually told to us and they really did it. And, I think we was only in that process with them for 3 months before we just withdrew from everything because the housing market just went through the roof. But I do vividly remember them telling us that. And it was, like I say, it was kind of weird to me, but whatever. I digress. I'm just going to find a paper and send it to you.
I've only known a lender, especially if you do it in a certain amount of time, to actually pull it twice. One when you get your pre-approval. The next one is when you get closer to closing and you are honed in on that particular house so they can actually do the final calculations and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so send those to me. Let me look at that fine print for you.
I got you. So now I did hear you speak about you firing the client. Like you hear me keep talking, I like this firing the client ideal. Like I'm really gonna steal this ideal. But how much work is actually needed from me as the client when it comes to credit repair?
And this is if you're hiring me as a done for you service?
Correct.
Okay. I'm about to say, because there's different parts. As a done for you service, I'd say it'd be about me 80, you 20. The most part that is really going to be the most hectic is the very beginning. And the reason why I say that is onboarding. I'm going to go through a complete audit. So not only am I going to look at what's on the credit monitoring source that we have, I'm going to have you pull your free 3 reports from annualcreditreport.com in the very beginning, because that's what the attorneys that we work with or that we have partnered with through this other company, they like to see the annualcreditreport.com. So they can also see the different violations, so I can get you paid money. So we had to add that additional step. But also, it's just you, like I said, opening the mail and either scanning it up into your secure portal, or, well, I would say come to the office, but we're about to shut our physical office down. So still scanning them, and you can still mail them to me.
Okay. Now, can I purchase that car or that house while I'm in the middle of credit repair?
Technically, you can. However, I advise not to. What you are going to do is going to be your business. I just advise people, hey, I need you to let me know before you do something. That way I'm not surprised on my end, and it's not more work on this portion, because, things can happen. A car could break down. You have no choice but to go do this. Okay, well, we know this is probably going to tank your scores a little bit, but while we're still doing this, let's go ahead and keep building over here. I just ask for the respect that you let me know before it happens. Normally when people come to me, I'm like, hey, if you can wait 6 months, I advise you to do that first. Because as I'm doing credit repair, there's going to be notes on your credit reports that says this account may be in dispute and stuff. And depending on where and who you go with, they don't like to see those type of notations on your account. So after they graduate from my program, I have them call these particular bureaus and have them take those type of comments off their reports.
Oh, okay. Now, and then that's another thing. Like, I'm glad that you did mention that also, because a lot of times when you always hear, oh, I'm just going to wait for it to hit 7 years and then it's going to fall off. Is that true?
Yes and no. And the reason why I say, depending on the type of debt and what state you're in as well, it could be 7 to 10 years, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to recycle or somebody else purchase that debt from that old lender and put it back onto your bureau, whichever one that they use. So it could fall off, but it can also reappear. And then you have the statute of limitations depending on what state you're in, because there's some states, depending on the debt, they have 10 years before anything can happen. Yeah, meaning statute of limitation. I apologize because I'm like way up here and I need to break it down for people. Statute of limitation meaning.
No, hold on. See, you don't break it down because that's how you get them to come in your office.
You right.
You give them, you scratch the surface, so then we bring them on in. There you go.
Yeah. So yes, but that's another reason why it's very important to always check your bureaus to make sure that there are any type of certain things that's on there, anything that's outdated and things of that sort. I know a lot of people don't want to look into certain laws like Fair Credit Reporting Act, but that's something that will help people a lot. I have these little purple Bibles all over my office that if somebody comes into my office, I'm like, here, you might not want to read it now, but when you start to get ready for credit repair, here's some things that you need to really be reading up on.
And I mean, that's respectable. So I mean, that's a good answer, because a lot of times, in our community, we have something in our name before we're actually 18. And then our parents be like, oh, it'll fall off by the time your 18th birthday come around. And then you hit 18 and you're trying to get your first apartment. And this light bill from when you was 8 is on your credit, and you're having to pay this high deposit. Or you're having to go through multiple different companies and having to go with the lesser companies because the big companies are already messed up, and it's because of what our parents did. But
those are the worst. I don't like seeing those, because when it comes down to it, and because fraud is on a high rise, it really comes down to, one, do you know who did it? And if it's your parents, you're like, okay, now if it was to go to court, are you willing to press charges against your parent?
Look, I got this one uncle, okay? I have a Speedy Cash loan. I've never had a loan from Speedy Cash. I did. I tell people all the time I've done a lot of things in my past, but I don't have the Speedy Cash. If I could press charges on that fool, I promise you I would. Because it was a time of like dire need. Like we was not even scratching nothing, and I had just lost my job, and I was like, I'm gonna go get a loan. And I went to this place, and it was like, no, you got a loan at such, such, and such. And I was like, how did I get this loan? And I was 17 at the time. And now
We're here in the state of Texas as well.
Mm-hmm.
17 to the state of Texas, technically adult, depending on the certain places.
I might say, but that was before that law actually took effect.
Oh, okay.
11 years, right? It's about 11 years old right now. I don't think that came into effect until a few years ago. I don't agree with that either, but I digress with that situation too.
Right. Oh my goodness. I mean, hey, if it's still impacting you, especially if you pull those other secondary bureaus, not Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, but those secondary bureaus that's actually accessing the main bureaus, see what they're reporting and dispute those too.
Okay.
And with it being so old, I'm almost guaranteeing, don't quote me, I'm not a lawyer, not an attorney, blah, blah. However, they're gonna be like, oh, that's how old? That's 11 years old. Ain't no point in going through this. We're gonna just go ahead and delete it. You know what? I don't have no record of it because most retention records don't last past 7 or 10 years anyway.
Gotcha. Okay. So if someone wants to sign up with you, okay, what's every service that you're going to provide them? How are you going to help them?
So it all depends on if they even qualify for a service.
Okay.
Like I said, I like to fire clients. No, seriously though. It all depends on what service that they feel that they need, because we have, of course, your DIYs, which is free stuff where you can get into our credit group. You can get some of the basic stuff and the tools and resources that you need. However, there is the done with you and the done for you services. Okay. Mm-hmm. So the done with you is, hey, you want to learn the credit repair. You want me to pretty much coach you through the sessions. That can range anywhere from $149 for that type of service, right? Right. Now, the done for you, meaning I don't got the time for this. I don't want to do this. Look, this is too much of a headache. That service, and right now until midnight, we're actually running a special on 25% off of the enrollment, but it's called a pay per deletion service. So what it is that you do not pay for the credit repair until those particular items get deleted. The enrollment is $299, which includes your analysis, your audit, and things of that sort. But say you have a collections account, right? It's on all 3 major bureaus. That's $50 per bureau. So that could be up to $150, right? But you're not paying me that $150 up front. You're not going to pay me until that item comes off of that particular bureau. So if it only comes off of 2 of the 3 bureaus, you're only paying $100.
So what all can you get removed?
I can't guarantee what I can get removed. What I can guarantee is that I will challenge any type of errors, inaccuracies, anything that could possibly be negative. I find out, like I said, I do this on behalf of you. I found out the story and what would be the best possible action for each line item. That's what the entire audit is for. I usually ask, what happened with this? All right. Because we create a game plan for each individual item.
Okay. Great breakdown. Okay. I may have to sign up. My credit's not all the way there yet because I'm trying to buy a house within the next, maybe about a year or 2. We're really trying to decide on where we're going to stay, but I may have to come talk to you about that.
It's always better when you know that you're possibly going to go for a major purchase to come way before you actually make it. That way you can your credit file is sound, because some people aren't going to pay attention to that score. Because like I said, you don't have a score until it's pulled, right? They're paying attention to your credit file. What is your history on those accounts? How does that look? Do you have a lot of late payments? Do you have a lot of charge-offs? How many repos do you have? Okay, we see that you've had credit since 2003, or you haven't had credit. You just started working on it since 2020 when COVID hit. there's going to be a lot of different scenarios when it comes to it. So absolutely start now than waiting until the last minute.
Gotcha. So I mean, just tell people how to sign up. Tell drop all your links, drop everything, and let them know how can they get to you.
So, as you can see in my ad handle, you can definitely go to My Credit Healer across all social medias, including YouTube. You can just actually sign up there because I have lunch and learns. But to actually sign up for different consultations or different services that we have, you can go to ShylaHealy.as.me. ShylaHealy.as.me. And that's going to give you everything from our budget services, our business services, our credit services. I'm even a mobile public notary. I only go to Houston right now, but I do take it when I do go to Dallas as well. And you can also sign up for any classes that I have available. So I do have a DIY classes coming up. And I also have a cocktails and credit that's coming up at the end of the month to go out the office with a bang as well.
Hey, I mean, and look, I love it. I love it. Y'all listen, Miss Shyla, she is a part of the foundation. Also, we have questions when it comes to finances and things of that sort. We make sure that we reach out. Like say her husband he'll slack her sometimes, but her husband is Mr. Greg, and he gets the job done for us because he's always there. Like I said, their family. That's why I wanted her to come in tonight, give us this information, drop this jewel, and make sure that we was able to give y'all something that's going to work. Of course, we're going to keep going with this, and Michelle, I do definitely want to bring you back, even if it's us talking to just a group of kids, or maybe we can get a realtor, someone in to teach us the next step and what we're going to do after we actually get the credit repair done, in which direction we can. Because I know a lot of times in our community, we'll get the credit repair, we'll go by that Hellcat, we'll go by that house, and then next thing we know, the house is in foreclosure, the car's in repossession, and the Gucci store calling to come repossess your purse. So, so I want to be able to keep giving them this, like even as far as your cocktails and credit at the end of the month, send me that flyer because we always, I do a Black Business shout out every episode. So even if we got to post it on the Instagram or whatever, send me the flyer so we can get the people to help and get our community the help that's needed.
Absolutely. I will definitely do it. Like, I won't say I'm not a big drinker because that would be a lie, but I do like to have wine here and there. And that's why I said cocktails and credit, because I'm going to be sipping. I'm going to be giving you all the credit. I could say tea like I normally say, but I'm giving you all the credit cocktails. Like, I'm about to spit it all out to you, give you all kinds of resources and letters, and give you step-by-step, play-by-play for that class. Because like I said, that's going to be the end of the month. I can only do so much, but I love it. What I can do for your audience, though, what I can do and what I would love to do is go to annualcreditreport.com, pull your 3 bureaus, either email them to service@mycredithealer.com, and I will do video consultations and send those to whoever that decides. They just need to mention Lamonta Williams or DLW. And I will do that for free.
And I love that. And I greatly appreciate that. And we, y'all, listen, this is us giving y'all the jewels to take the next step. You have no excuse no more. You have the help out there. We're giving you the resources. When I bring this realtor on, I bring Miss Shyla back. We bring in somebody from the banking industry. This is us giving y'all the jewels to take the next step and become great in life. Remember, I always tell y'all have to be great. You have to be great in 3 areas. Mine is home, community, and the foundation pretty much. And I mean, the foundation and community is one and the same, but you always have to go triple double. My kids is school, home, and community. Right now, y'all need to be trying to get what's the three credit bureaus? Equifax, FICO, and TransUnion.
Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. Those are the 3 major bureaus.
Look, that's y'all triple double right now. Y'all need to be paying attention and focusing on this because this is the way that we get out of all of this debt that we in. This is the way that we get out of living check to check. Credit is fine, and I have okay credit now, but credit is this is what we need in order to progress. We always say that we behind the 8 ball, but this is how we get ahead. So Miss Shyla's doing this for y'all. Take advantage of it. you know, I understand that our views ain't just in the millions and you know, hundreds of thousands, but for the small community that we do impact, this is something that's going to be beneficial for y'all. And I just thank Miss Shyla for even, you know, allowing that to happen for you. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, of course. Like I said, I love to give back to the community, and it's not all about money. I'd rather you get stuff for free and me give you that value and let you know, hey, this is what I'm seeing. This could be a potential problem. This could be what helps. You probably only need this X, Y, Z. Don't get stuck out here with these people and it's like, oh, you know what? You want credit repair? Join my Zoom for this and that and the third. I don't agree with that. And I see it all the time, and people like, oh, okay, cool, blah blah, and then they get reeled into something else. No gimmicks. No, I'm not gonna sell you anything. I just want to help somebody that's paying attention with their credit.
Gotcha. Yes, ma'am. Well, as always, you know, Miss Shyla, drop your social media handles again. Let them know how to get in contact with you.
Yes, so My Credit Healer across all social medias, including YouTube. So go subscribe because that's where we drop a lot of gems and you can see the lunch and learns. And then, of course, you can also follow me at Shyla Healy across all the social media as well. I try to keep it simple. But I do have 2 Shyla Healy Facebook accounts. One's business and personal because, like I said, I get ratchet a little bit, especially with my Credit Bonding Chronicle.
Yeah, that's
like you see me fight my kid. So,
yeah. Hey. So y'all listen, truly make sure you pay attention to Miss Shyla. Like, she is for the community, she's by the community. Hit her up. I'm definitely going to even invest in it for myself at this point. But you know, give her Miss Shyla and she can go ahead and take us from there. Miss Shyla, I do thank you for your time tonight. Like we said, it's actually after 10 now and we're old, so woo, love. And I can't wait to be on Bunny Chronicles, you know, just to give out that little bit more information about the foundation, about the things that we have upcoming. Yeah, so, as always, love. Thank you for joining us. I'm Lamonte Williams. Yes, ma'am. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.